Hello, Kpop Holic. What if I told you that one of the strongest idols in K-pop suddenly collapsed in the middle of a crowded airport? No stage lights, no music, no performance, just silence and panic. Today, we're talking about the shocking moment when Lisa, the global superstar from BLACKPINK, worried millions of fans after suddenly fainting in public. What really happened that day? Was it exhaustion, pressure, or something more? This is Kpop Holic, and here's the full story. It was supposed to be just another normal arrival. Another flight, another crowded airport, another day in the life of a global superstar. But no one knew that within minutes, the entire place would fall silent. Early that morning, cameras were already waiting outside the terminal. Fans pressed against the barriers, phones ready, hearts racing. Because today, Lisa from BLACKPINK was landing. And whenever Lisa arrived somewhere, it never felt ordinary. It felt like an event. Whispers spread through the crowd. She's coming. Her flight just landed. Get ready. Some fans had been waiting for hours. Some hadn't slept all night. Just for one glimpse. Just for one smile. Just to see her walk past for a few seconds. That's how powerful her presence was. But what no one realized was how exhausted she truly felt. The past few weeks had been brutal. Back-to-back flights. Late-night rehearsals. Stage performances under blinding lights. Interviews. Grand schedules. Barely any sleep. Barely any rest. To the world, Lisa always looked energetic, smiling, dancing, joking like nothing could ever bring her down. But behind the scenes, her body was running on empty. Even idols have limits. And that day, her body was close to breaking. The sliding doors finally opened. Suddenly, screams. Lalisa. Phones shot up into the air like fireworks. And there she was. Small frame. Black hoodie. Cap pulled low. Mask covering half her face. Simple. Quiet. Different from the glamorous stage outfits everyone was used to. Yet somehow she still shined. She raised her hand gently. A small wave. Soft. Polite. Always thinking of her fans first. Even when she was tired. Even when she could barely stand. At first, everything seemed normal. She walked slowly, surrounded by bodyguards. Step by step. Calm. Controlled. But then, something changed. Her steps weren't steady. Not like usual. She wasn't walking with her typical bounce. Her shoulders looked heavy. Her head slightly lowered. Like every step required effort. Some fans noticed. Is it just me? Or does she look pale? She looks really tired. She didn't sleep, right? Still, Lisa kept walking. Still, she kept waving. Still, she forced that tiny smile behind her mask. Because that's who she is. She never wants fans to worry. But then it happened. So fast. Yet somehow, so slow. Lisa suddenly stopped walking. Right in the middle of the terminal. Her hand moved to her forehead. Like the world had started spinning. The noise around her grew distant. The lights too bright. Her breathing uneven. For a second, she tried to stay strong. Tried to keep standing. Tried to pretend everything was fine. But her body wouldn't listen anymore. Her knees weakened. Her vision blurred. And before anyone could react, she collapsed. Gasps filled the air. Oh my God. Lisa. Everything turned chaotic. Her bodyguards rushed forward instantly, catching her before she hit the floor completely. Staff members ran. Fans froze in shock. Some started crying. Some kept calling her name. Phones that were once recording happily now shook with panic. No one expected this. Not her. Not today. Not Lisa. Because to fans, Lisa always seemed invincible. Strong. Unstoppable. Full of energy. But in that moment, she wasn't a superstar. She wasn't an idol. She wasn't BLACKPINK's Lisa. She was just lalisa, a young woman who had pushed herself too hard. A human being completely exhausted. The crowd fell strangely quiet, like the entire airport was holding its breath. Bodyguards carefully lifted her. her head resting weakly against one of their shoulders. She wasn't moving, and that image broke everyone's heart. The girl who usually lit up stadiums now looked so small, so fragile, so vulnerable. She was quickly carried toward the medical room.
The doors closed.
And just like that, she disappeared from sight. Minutes felt like hours. Fans stayed where they were. No one wanted to leave. Some prayed. Some cried. Some stared at their phones, waiting for any update. Then social media exploded. Lisa fainted at the airport. Is Lisa okay? Please let her be safe. YG, let her rest. Within minutes, her name was trending worldwide. Because this wasn't just news. It was personal. To millions of people around the world. Lisa wasn't just a celebrity. She was comfort. She was inspiration. She was strength. Seeing her fall like that felt like watching a friend collapse. People started sharing clips. Slow-motion videos of the moment she stumbled. Photos of her pale face. Fans analyzing everything. She looks too skinny lately. She's been working nonstop. She needs a break. For the first time, the glamorous image cracked, and everyone saw the truth. Fame looks beautiful on the outside, but behind the lights, it can be painfully exhausting. Hours later, a staff member finally came out. Just one sentence. She's conscious. She's resting now. And the entire internet sighed in relief. Tears turned into thankful messages. Please take care of her. Health first. We can wait. Just rest. Because at the end of the day, no comeback, no schedule, no event is more important than her health. Maybe that day wasn't meant to scare everyone. Maybe it was meant to remind us of something important. That idols aren't machines. They're not superheroes. They're human. They get tired. They get sick. They break down. Just like us. Even someone as strong as Lisa. So the next time you see her smiling on stage, dancing like she owns the world, remember, that smile sometimes hides exhaustion. That strength sometimes hides pain. And that behind the spotlight is just a girl doing her best. For her dreams. For her team. For her fans. Because even the brightest stars
Need time to rest.